slot is more for the youth, where can they explore and deep dive into their interests and find out which of those, or if they're not clear about interests, can they find out which of those can be their profession. So this is a more intense and a deep sort of an exploration for a considerable amount of time, where they connect with the industry and all the things. And we have a special family here today who have been part of the CoVersity journey. We have VajraPrasad with us. Hi, VajraPrasad, who is the father of two daughters, Srijani and Shreya. Both of them are there on the call as well. And they'll be talking about how, their journey has been. Like, one is, I've kind of been closely following their journey. One is very clear, I have one interest and I'm going to follow it. One is all over the place, I have many interests, then what do I do? So, okay, I think we can hear from them. But yeah, before we get to hear them out, why not introduce ourselves? I know you guys did a bit of an introduction, but we talk about ourselves, our name, what is that one thing that we like doing, because it's about interest and what is it that we like to do, right? So I'll start by myself. I'm Kirtika and I love traveling. Maybe someone else can, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Srijani and I love to bake.
Hi, I'm Shreya and I have my passion in design.
Hi, my name is VajraPrasad. I am the father of two kids, Shreya and Srijani, and I am interested in learning.
What is it that you like doing? Learning is one aspect, but any particular interest that you want to share with us?
Nothing. It is just whatever needed at the present moment or present time. That's the thing I am learning and I am doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Anju. I like having fun with my friends.
Okay. But is there like an interest that, that you totally love immersing yourself in doing? Having fun, yes, one bit, but
that keeps changing. That keeps changing. Whatever I do, whatever I do for the first time, I like it to the most at that time, and later I go on to another passion.
Sure. I am sure that's very natural. So you could state what you like doing right now.
Right now is to understand what to do with my daughter.
That's quite honest, Anju. I appreciate. Okay. Okay, we'll wind this up quickly. So others, maybe if you could just turn on your video so we have like a visual connect, and just share. It's kind of informal. What is it that you like doing? What is your interest?
Yeah, I can share. I like adventure sports. I'm Ratnesh, part of Aarohi and CoVersity.
Okay. Others, would you like to share, or okay, Preeti has unmuted.
Preeti here, yeah. I like traveling like you, Kirtika.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we'll let everyone settle down, and maybe we'll see when they open up later. But meanwhile, we can go into the presentation that the Shri sisters and VajraPrasad have prepared for us, and we'll have a look into their journey. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll start my screen and my father will start presenting about our journeys.
Hi.
I hope you can see the screen.
Yeah, I am able to see the screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is VajraPrasad. I have two kids, Sriya and Srijani. They are both amazing and they are doing their own way of learning and they are very passionate about what they want to do. And we are encouraging them to what they want to do. And we are just like I am just like I'm climbing the tree and in the tree and climbing the tree and what they are doing. Just what I am observer and guide only. I am shifting now to the guide role. Before that, I am a parent. Now I am learning to what is the guide role and what is the observing role. That is I am learning now. Just it's and my dream with my kids is I want to be the self learners and self awareness kids. Those two things will lead their life. That is my dream, and for that I am choosing the Aarohi community, and they are doing now. That is my dreams. They are on the path to the self learning and self awareness mode. And Sia, 19-year-old, she is decided she want to be a designer at the age of 10 or 12 years age, and she is pursuing from that age also. And now she is exploring designing. Last year, she has explored the web designing mode, and now she is exploring different. She has interested in designing, and what she wants to do is in which area, in which domain, and she wants to take into the profession. She is exploring now. And Srijani, she has lot of more interests, but she is exploring writing and shooting, and something like piano. And there are different. Now she is interested in cooking. Now she is exploring and deep diving into the cooking mode, but she has lots of modes of interest, but she is now uh, deep diving into the mode. While doing the open learning, Sriya wants to designing through CoVersity. She has jumped last year. She has jumped into the CoVersity and she has learned deep dive into the designing and web designing. She has done a projects and logo designing and game designing like that. She has done. And we are CoVersity. We are the family. We are using the brainstorming every time what she wants to do, why uh, she is going to the college or not. We are brainstorming session with my family, and we are deciding what she wants to do and what she is interested and what is the pitfalls what she is doing, and we are observing and we are guiding to her. And last year uh, Srijani Srijani is coming to the open learning mode, explore different interests like writing. She has done a blog, and piano she has learned, and she is interested in different craft. She has interest, but uh, towards the open learning now she wants to join in the course to explore her interest and passions. And Sriya, she is in which branch she wants to profession. She has to decide. This year she is deep diving into the different designing branches like industrial designing and industrial designing, web designing, and material designing. She is industrial designing also. What she wants to be exploring and deep diving into the designing. And Srijani, she is still confused. She is a jack of all and a master of none. And she wants to be a master in one field, one profession. And she is deep diving into, now she wants to jump into the one area of cooking. And Sriya, she is rocking journey into the CoVersity, and she has done last year projects. She has done 2 or 3 projects she has done, and she has done a courses also online. She has learned so many different things. She has done a research, and she has done courses online projects also she has done. She is very enjoying her. Srijani, she is a more exposure lead to the deep dive. Now she has done writing and cooking, and she has also been interested in teaching to something and learning. She has interest in learning and teaching mode also. She is exploring those things also sometimes. She is deep dive into the CoVersity in this year. Now, Srijani wants to join in baking into the CoVersity and grow professionally. Now she has decided to find her passion, and she is deep diving into the baking. But after that, I don't know what she will do. But she is deep diving into the CoVersity. I am happy and enjoying their learning journey towards their profession, and I am very keen what they are doing in future and present also. That's it.
Okay, thank you, VajraPrasad, and thank you, Srijani and Shreya, for bringing all your journey together. Now we have the floor open based on what you've seen. You can ask questions to the family and kind of understand if you have any thoughts or questions, or we can open that up. All right. Before someone asks, Pratibha is asking, what's the difference between open learning and CoVersity? Okay, so open learning, as we saw, is the whole part of exploring and letting the child lead their journey. CoVersity is very similar. It's just it's a dedicated space for the youth who are between 14 to 21, and in this space they are kind of exploring their interests and going deeper in it. So it's not a very let's explore multiple things. We can explore multiple things, and but it's kind of doing sustained deep exploration for a considerable amount of time. We will have a presentation where you'll get more details of it, but it's to see which of your passion can become a profession. It's that sort of a journey that the youth take up at CoVersity. Yeah. Now let's open more questions for the family, and we'll have a presentation where we'll get more details about how this journey is, So let's pause those thoughts for now, and we can ask questions in terms of what the family has shared.
So Shreya has been going to school from till this age, or she did not do schooling?
She has done schooling in up to 12th. Last year, she has not done any schooling. She is in CoVersity.
And Srijani?
And I have been part of school till 9th class, and I was learning simultaneously at 10. And yeah, now I'm looking forward to join CoVersity.
Last year, she has done a project internship in the bakery.
So in this CoVersity, does the children have to be in Aarohi or how is it?
Yeah, Anju, maybe we could pause that for now. We will definitely be having a presentation where you know how much of, yes, definitely they'll have to be, because it's along with peers or a cohort. Some part is at campus, some part is, connecting with the industry. So all those details we'll be sharing. Um, this time we could utilize to see, we'd also thought we'll keep the discussion around how are people, taking their interests, people having multiple interests, or people who are not sure of their interests, or some who are very clear. How can we look at each of these scenarios? So, you know, any of those questions could help.
So this is not related to the presentation what VajraPrasad has shared, but still I can ask, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So my daughter is into reading. So only two things she likes to do is read and watch TV. Only two things. Nothing other than this is other than I tell her or somebody else tell her to do, she will not do. This is the only two interest. So studies also, it doesn't come in this. So that's also like that. So I've unschooled her from this year. Not knowing what to do, but then I have understood that there is something wrong with what is happening. So I unschooled. So I have not taken much things from other parents or other teachers or my family or anyone. So the pressure what I'll be going through, but still I've jumped into that well thinking that something good might happen and I'm here. So that's how I have joined here. And I don't know, it's only one interest, but then I don't understand how she will survive with that only one interest. So something else has to be there to live in this world, right? Rather
How
than
old
making
is
money.
your daughter, Anju?
11 years.
Okay. Okay, I'll leave it to maybe Ratnesh and the family to kind of share their thoughts.
Yeah, no, not me. Srijini and Shreya, you have to answer.
Yeah. That's why I am waiting. Shreya has to tell.
Yeah, she can relate it much better.
Yeah, even I've been someone like that who is into just one interest. Sometimes it's only painting and nothing else. Sometimes it's only doing a project and designing and nothing else. Sometimes it's just doing some craft and nothing else. So I've been that kind of person who just does one thing. But over a period of time, I've always changed. And few things didn't change. Or for example, designing that didn't change over the years, and I think that's fine. Like eventually things would change, or even things wouldn't. So I don't know. It's just my thought, or rather my experience of how it's been with just one interest.
So
It's
my
not like
That you are still pursuing your designing. So like something out of it professionally you can grow is what I understand from you, and which makes me happy, relieved actually.
yeah.
Srijani,
yeah, Srijini, your thought.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any thoughts as well.
And I want to tell something. I have been following this Aarohi and I've been listening to the live which Srijini is conducting. And kudos to you. You are doing it so well.
Thank you. Okay, I would like to add some thoughts after the presentation my dad showed. That me being an open learner, I have dabbled into different kinds of interest, as my father said. But somewhere in the community, I have got a lot of exposure. So I had to kind of went through a lot of exposure, and which led to a lot of exploration too. And that's when somehow when I started getting in this age of like 15, 16, somehow this pressure started building up in me that I have to find some kind of interest to start working on and make into a profession or something like that. So that's when we as a family and also as a community maybe started off with my family that we started thinking, what should I do? So that's when we kind of started to list down like all like we went through a lot of brainstorming together as family with different stuff like what are my skills, what am I good at, what can I do, and what are my top main interests that I have. And that's when these three interests came up, which were writing, baking, and something related to education field, I would say. I've been three of them for the past 1 year, I would say. Like I had kind of started doing blogs and written something called like we took in community in Aarohi community we took up this project to write every day with different prompts. So and like that was a deep exploration that I did, and also I went to internship for baking and did few research, attended few courses and stuff, and also in alternate education stuff. Think I started doing an internship that came by in CoVersity. I am part of the backend team of CoVersity. So after I kind of dabbled in three of them, kind of little explored it for a while, I felt baking was something I want to start off with. So that's where I decided that I'll start my journey in CoVersity with baking. Even I don't know if I'll end up being something else or I'll still continue being a baker. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone who's present? Okay, I have a question for let's say primarily Shreya and VajraPrasad, because they've been part of the CoVersity journey. How do you see? Okay, one is having a passion and all those things is great, but the whole aspect of how do you think this journey helps you to kind of become a professional in your area of interest? How can you just kind of give people who are present some idea of how that helps you to become a professional? How can it help you take that journey to the professional level?
Sorry, I'm not sure if I got your question exactly.
In a way, how does this journey help you take the passion to profession? That journey, what are the key elements that have that you feel are helping you take that reach that spot in your interest? Okay, I'll rephrase it, Shreya or VajraPrasad. Like you have a passion of designing, right? You start with that. You've been doing some exploration at your own end, but how do you know, like how do you kind of get to the professional level, and how does this journey help you reach that space?
Okay. I think it's mostly of doing part. It's like it's like basically having the experience of doing various things with doing various things has really kind of took a step from passion to profession. Like when I just had a passion, it used to be not in the form of doing or trying new things. It used to be just that okay, it's just the thought that I want to do this. That's all. But after I've started pursuing it, if once I've started, I want this to be a profession. That's when I've started doing things, trying things, and yeah, basically that doing and trying part has what one of the things which played a role. And then obviously the interactions I've had. The interactions I've had with different people. It might be the community who has no idea about designing, who just want to support me and guide me through my thoughts and my way of doing things. And be the interactions with the professionals already who are established designers. So yeah, these interactions with different people on different topics, different things, uh, has played a role too. I think these two are the main things that I can think of now.
Yeah, and in terms of the, when you were kind of doing that journey, the whole industry exposure, can you elaborate on that? Like, how did it, uh, what was it like?
Yeah. So basically, over the past year, I've been doing different projects for the clients. So basically, I had a portfolio built on what are the things that I've learned till now, the different projects that I've did, and I would show that portfolio to the clients, and once they've liked, till now they've liked my portfolio, and I've got the projects. Thankful for that. So and that exposure mainly gave me communication. Like I'm generally, I used to be a person who doesn't prefer to speak to people, who is very shy to be in a social gathering. But once I had the thought of me, I want to pursue my passion to profession. That uh, decision that I've took has made me to come out of that. I voluntarily now speak to the clients or even different professional designers in the industry. So that one main thing was the communication and managing things, how exactly these working with the clients goes, and how do things work. So having that exposure of being with the clients, dealing with clients, managing the work, the time, and my stress. I feel so stressed sometimes. I feel overwhelmed at times. So managing myself and the work and the clients is something really I've learned. And this came with the trying on. It's having the experience of working with the actual clients. So that's something else which I had experienced.
Okay. Okay. I think we'll kind of, pause the conversation for now and, kind of go ahead with and see what CoVersity is as a concept, as a space. And so I will share the screen. Srijani, you're ready to present?
Yep. Thank you, Kritika. Okay. So, of course, the CoVersity is for the youngsters like me, for the folk from like 14 to 21 years old guys, like who is wanting to deep dive into one interest or discover and develop their passion, and also doing it with other buddies, like doing it together and co-creating their professional journeys together in the cohort in CoVersity. So during this whole deep diving towards one domain or multiple domains, we put in all our efforts and time into it. And that's where we do a lot of intense work. So it's just not normal work that we do a lot of industry related work. That's what Shreya was also mentioning, that she was doing a lot of work in the industry, maybe through projects or internships or any apprenticeships or anything that we go through the industry and work. And even though we are all on the self-led journey, we have the support from the cohort buddies and also from the guides and mentors. Guides are the people who are there to guide us whenever and monitor us whenever we need, and also mentors who are industry experts who will kind of help you in the domain, in particular to the domain part. And finally, you develop your expertise in one or multiple domains of yours, and you build yourself and also your profession simultaneously. So this CoVersity is all about discovering your passion and growing to it professionally. So yeah, the interest is our fuel, that which I want to kind of start deep diving into, or what I want to do and what I want to pursue. It's interest. It doesn't matter if I'm sure about my passion and kind of wanting to do it for the lifetime as Shreya is wanting to, or maybe it can be like me who is into multiple and still unsure if she want to continue in same thing or go for the multiple stuff. So it's also that we kind of start discovering through this journey. We also start to discover ourselves, our abilities, our strengths, and all during this journey, even though we just discover them. Yeah. So in CoVersity, we go on, like minimum commitment in CoVersity is 1 year. So in this 1 year, we go with 2 cycles of 6 months. So first 6 months, we'll be on campus with the cohort a few weeks, and we kind of develop our skills required and kind of plan what we want to do, develop our skills, and kind of start doing few projects and go into some competitions and stuff. So we kind of start working, doing stuff, and learning from that. And then after that, we go off campus into the industry and get exposure in the industry, maybe through an internship or apprenticeship or some kind of industry-related work that we start doing. And then we come back to campus and we start to review and reflect of what we have been doing and start building our portfolio of all the stuff that we had been doing, and see if we want to continue the same domain which we have explored for the past 6 months or change it. So if you want to still continue with the same domain for the next 6 months, it's a good news. Or if you want to kind of change your domain or change your domain and deep dive in that, that's also a good news. Yeah. So this 6 month cycles goes on and on and on until you find that leap towards your profession. Yeah. And during this amazing journey, you will really get work certified, that you are in the industry doing the real world experience that technically kind of start get you industry intelligence, or industry revolutionary skills, and also you doing all of it, you start to build the network and also simultaneously kind of make your portfolio too, so which make you the work certified. And during the professional part, we give equal importance to ourselves too, that where I am as a human. So in this journey, it's like we kind of build our self-leadership and interdependence, and we get to know about lively skills. And now that we are exposed to multiple people around me, that I get a lot of relationship with different people at different levels. So at the end of this, we have a lot of possibilities with each of the domain that we can have. So few of them are here, which are entrepreneur, a job, or a freelancer, or a creative person. So and one thing I really love about CoVersity is that I get to live my passion, and also that I have ample support around me. Like when I ask for it, I get that support from the cohort buddies who are always there with me at my ground level, and also the guides, the mentors, and also the thriving community, which is always at my back. Thank you.
Thank you, Srijani. Yeah, we can kind of discuss on based on what is any thoughts, any questions.
So where you guys are based out of, like the on-campus thing, that is from which location?
Yeah, so Harsh, the campus is near Hosur, which is 60 kilometers from Bangalore.
Okay. So, so the presence is only at that location, or say in and around Mumbai also you have any presence?
In terms of CoVersity, there is still a requirement of the youth to be at the campus, as you've seen in the presentation. for first few weeks and the last few weeks. So there is a requirement that they all be together because they're being part of a cohort. They're all working together and co-creating their professional journeys. It is a requirement that all of them come together in that space and, kind of get going in that
get
intense sort of an
So that is
exploration. Yeah.
that is only from the Bangalore location, which 60
Yes,
kilometers from Bangalore.
yes.
That is
As
one.
of now, yeah, we are hoping there are many more such coversities coming up, and alternative setups take up such initiatives in across cities. But as of now, it is at closer to Bangalore.
Understood. Second thing was say somebody who is not yet 14, okay, and possibly like who is still figuring out what he wants to do. Like obviously after 14 also they're figuring out. So is there any kind of platform, say maybe during summer or during holidays, wherein he can be part of the cohort and just say passively observe them and probably stay with them for a few weeks, so that he in a process, by the time he reaches say 14 years, he kind of develops or figures out like what could be his interest area. So is that a possible option? Like for few weeks, maybe say during summer breaks, and a child can visit and stay with
Yeah,
the cohort.
we have a boot camp coming up, which is more of like, for 5 days, which kind of helps you get a glimpse of how the bigger journey would be. So that's one option. But besides that, it's kind of difficult, to kind of look at someone be passively present for the bigger journey, because these guys would be, designing their roadmaps and finding out what internships to do. So it's really about being there and doing it. But yes, the boot camp is still a possibility, but that's again for the youth, for who are 14 to 21. Otherwise, there's the open learning aspect that they could look at.
Okay, understood. And
Yeah.
you have experts in which all area? Matlab, you said right, in multiple domains you have experts. So presently, in what all domains you have? Just to name a few.
Srijani, you want to take this, respond to that?
Yeah. So we don't have like a preset panel of mentors that can mentor us. Rather, we go find a mentor from based on our need of what kind of help or what kind of support we need. So maybe we can hear from Shriya about her experience, how she found her mentor, one of her mentors.
So it's like as I was doing projects, there was a time when I kind of wanted some mentor like who has experience in design, basically a designer. So that's when I've kind of conveyed that I had this need of having a mentor, and that's when the community and my family, all of us have started looking for different designers that we know through our connections, and then we got few connections, and I connected with them. I talked to them about my work, what do I do, and the questions that I had, and many different things. And yeah, that's how I got a mentor for designing.
Yeah, the world is filled with mentors. It's only that you go ask for it, you get a mentor.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. Yes. So, Harsh, just to add on to what both of them said, there's no specific domains that we, cater to. Okay, these are the domains and people can come and, it's really up to the individual, whatever is their interest, they all come together. And the idea is because they are kind of in the same age frame and they're all in a journey to find their passion. That's the, connecting link for them to come as a cohort and deep dive into their respective domains. And it's a self-led journey. So, the kind of mentor that a particular individual needs, they go about that. Of course, there's a community and the guides to help them find those resources. But yeah, it's the decision of the youth or the individual to understand what sort of a mentor they need.
Understood. So basically, depending on the kind of project or kind of domain student wants to specialize in, I think you go out and find a mentor from outside. Okay, that is one. Second
Yeah.
thing, I also wanted to say how many students are presently, or how many people are presently enrolled on the platform? 14 to whatever 17 years age group.
You are asking how many have enrolled, if I got your question.
Yeah. How many are part of this CoVersity cohort?
Okay, so we are starting the batch from June 26th. The new cohort starts from June 26th. And we started this more of a pilot last year, where Shreya was one of the participants. And besides that, there were totally 5 of them from the community. But this year, when it starts on June 26th, it's open to everyone. And, it really depends on, so we are still in the process of finalizing the registration. So I can't give you a number as such, but last year there were 5 who were from the community.
That's okay.
Harsh, I also, for your previous questions, so the way it works is, the idea is to empower or invite each individual to develop their own abilities to, or networking skills, and connect with the world, like how Shreya was talking about, how she, because of her work now, she came out of her own way of interacting people. So that the primary role of the guides and the community is to support them in finding what they want. It could be a project that they want to find, or it could be a mentor that the youth need to find, or it could be even in terms of reviewing and reflecting themselves and saying, this is something that I want to work on. So a lot of processes, or the lot of guidance goes into supporting them to lead themselves, which is the bigger learning, I would say, of CoVersity, where in the whole process, each individual will then be ready for their own, kind of professional journey, rather than it just being, we don't want to fast forward it and then quickly get them into some, let's say, job or employment or whatever it is, a profession. There is no hurry. It's a slow but intense process, because there's a lot of self-development that we would love to, we like to focus on. And that is where the invitation is for them to do it with all the support of the community.
So I have a question. When they go for internships or professionally to a particular profession, don't they ask for certificates like 10th, 12th, and whatever, bachelor degrees or whatever? How is it? Because when I was starting my journey, that was a mandate. But how is it now? Is there any change in that?
Maybe I'll kind of switch to Shreya to kind of answer that, because she's been through that.
So I think portfolio for now, like, okay, can you just once again repeat the question so that I can properly gather my thoughts and share?
Yeah. So when I was starting my journey, maybe in 2005 or 2010, we need a 10th, 12th, and a bachelor degree certificate to pursue a job. So I want to know whether now, is there a change in trend that is not required, only your portfolio is required, or your how do you build a portfolio, that kind of.
Yeah. So when I initially started, this was a major question or a major confusion point that I had. And then with this in my mind, we had lots and lots of discussions, and I've asked many designers. Like, I was into design, so I was more particularly finding out about designing branch. So when I've asked many people, now I've got to know that it's more of portfolio, like how it's like showcasing your work rather than what you've learned. It's like showcasing what you can do, what you did. It's the doing part which needs to be conveyed properly, is what I've got to know from the interaction. So, and one of the way to do that is portfolio. So I've been building my portfolio on different by doing different projects. That's one of the way that I've picked for now. So I've been doing different projects, and I've been documenting and building my portfolio related to that. And it's like it's not like I have a particular target that my portfolio needs to be filled. It's like I want to learn different things which adds up to my portfolio. It's so yeah, I think that is how it is. And yeah, I've talked to different people, and many people have shared this.
So I want to add little Anju here. So in today's, the way I look at it, not just in today's world, I'm talking about any time of life. There are three ways. One is obviously when you go to people will say, hey, where is your degree? Even within your degree, are you among the toppers or whatever. So there will always be people. So you can either say to them, thank you very much, and move ahead to the next guy. I hope the next guy looks at your portfolio and not looks for some certificate. Or you can see how you can convince them that, hey, this is not important, see my work. And that's very interesting because forget anybody else, I have done that. I've done that myself to show people my work. And well, I would say the whole work that I do is totally built on my work, nothing, no certification in that field. Right? So that's one option. The second option is to, as I said, to look for people who are equally in that same zone, who would love to have people because they are keen on working on something and not about the certificates. And in today's world, thankfully, there are lots of smaller organizations, startup units, very young organization. But when I say young, I don't mean to say by age young, but young in terms of how they look, how their outlook is very dynamic. And I would say a lot of us vibe with them much better. I would rather work with that organization rather than working with an organization who puts, too much emphasis on. The third thing, which is I always keep saying, is that just go ahead and create your own job, own zone, own entrepreneurship, own system. You start employing people rather than worrying about it. So there are multiple ways in which one can, you can say, bring about this change in mindset, which is anyway happening in the industry, but we are not necessarily waiting for the industry to change. We are ourselves the change that the industry receives. So that's the way to look at it. And these guys, Srijani, Shreya, and so many others, they bring in that kind of a fresh outlook to the whole way in which we look at work and working both.
Yeah. Okay, and I have pasted few of the important links in the chat. Please do check them. I have included the website link, which there are even more details and detailed information about CoVersity. You can check that out. And also we have a bootcamp coming up, which is on June 12th. So yeah, it's like a glimpse of being in CoVersity. Like you get to experience being and working in the CoVersity. So yeah, you can try that out for 1 week on June 12th. You can register for that. I'll drop my contact number too. You can reach me out. And also we have a WhatsApp group where we have a lot of conversations related to youth and about this passion to profession stuff and all of that, and other meetups that we will be having. So yeah, and we have this kind of meetings on every Saturday at 6 p.m, which is this. And also we have one more session there on Thursday at 7 p.m, where we even more talk about CoVersity. Thank you.
So I would like to know, like, any such programs for 11 years as well.
So Anju, Open Learning and the Aarohi whole community works with all ages. So CoVersity is specific for 14 to 21, but yeah, the Aarohi community works absolutely for all the age groups, including there are so many other 10, 11, 12-year-olds who are part of the Aarohi community and who do a lot of different work which they like doing, just like your daughter who does what she likes doing. So they are also doing what they like doing. It could be reading, it could be writing, it could be anything that they like doing. Those are just example based on what you shared. I'm not talking about other domains. So yeah, that's how the Aarohi community is. CoVersity is specific for older age group, but the whole community is available for all age groups.
So when you say community, is it like the community who's staying in Aarohi, or it's like
Both.
online
So,
connection?
so Aarohi has three options. One is you can be at your city home. Which city are you from, Anju?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay, so you can stay in any city and connect with the community. So that's one option in which you are literally connected to the community from your home, obviously using online and digital tools. The second option is the family can be part of the campus, where child comes to the campus and the parents also can come to the campus, and depending on whenever you want to be at the campus. So from Bangalore, that's fairly easy because that's just about 1.5 hours, 2 hours away. Or the third option is obviously only for the older children of 14 to 21 is to be part of CoVersity, which is also at the campus.
So how do I connect with this community? How is that?
Yeah, you've already taken the first step by being here. That's the most important step, because that will help you understand the community. And once you want to be part of the community, you can just ping us. I know you are on WhatsApp with the Aarohi WhatsApp number you have. You can just tell us that I want to be part of the community. It could be as early as today. And we'll have an orientation where we'll walk you through, and then you can be part of the community. Yeah, we still have a few minutes. If anybody has questions for CoVersity, for VajraPrasad, for Srijani, for Shreya, or any question about CoVersity. Also, I'm just shooting a small poll about CoVersity, so please answer that poll also. It's just a couple of questions. It's specific to, again, CoVersity, not Aarohi in general.
That poll, I wanted somewhere the whole was about this around interest, whether should one really have one interest, what to do when someone is having multiple. Many of us, and even adults, who've gone through that phase of not being sure what my interest really is. So maybe all of us can share our thoughts. What does it mean to, is it necessary that all of us have one interest, multiple interests? What really is the deal? What are the thoughts there?
Can we do this poll later, or now itself we have to do?
Yeah, you can do it later, no problem.
Sorry, I couldn't listen to your question, Kritika. I was busy looking at what the poll is.
Okay, no worries. So I'm saying, like, there is this whole belief or perception about, having a interest, or if there is a thing that if we having multiple interests, they're not really focusing on one thing, or what to do if you're not sure of your interests. So the discussion could be around these. What are our thoughts on?
And one more in that list. What about changing interest? Every year he or she changes her interest. So that's another category.
So I think interest is different and profession is different according to what I'm doing right now. Because I'm a civil engineer. After reaching Bangalore, and I'm doing software engineering job now. So interest while I was studying civil engineering was be someone very big in that field, which I'm nowhere related to that field right now. So as I said, it keeps changing. I don't know how you connect interest, passion, and profession. So what I've heard till now can
Anju, somewhere, the thought is not whatever you like for this moment, right? Like if you're really passionate about something, can you become a professional in that space? That's what we are looking at CoVersity. But it's not necessary that you have to stick to that profession for the rest of your life. Even as adults, we know so many in our own network who kind of, I'm one such example. I've 13-year professional career, I've switched 4 domains. And somewhere I've been at junctions where, I've kind of been a freelancer doing all the 4 of it. So life is really about all the points that come through and look at a particular thing. Yeah, but let's keep the floor open for more thoughts.
No, when you are like, if you get to do that one thing, what you like and make it your profession, that's the thing you can have. While I started my journey, people used to expect to have which you like in your professional early years. You have to suffer, you have to go through everything. You have to keep your likings apart and do your job so that you get your money told, which is completely different here.
That's why our kids not like that. That's why we are interested in passion to profession.
Correct. That's why we are here. We just want her to be happy. If they're happy and then they get paid for that, well and good.
Ratnesh, you want to add in a few thoughts as we are nearing the end of the session?
Yeah, okay. If I start, I go on and on. So very, very briefly, I think it's criminal. I call it criminal that youth are supposed to decide so early in their life what is it that they are going to pursue in their life. I think we just need to give our children much more time for them to freely explore any field, whichever field they like. Many fields if they like many fields, or one after another if they want to keep changing, or just one, whichever way they want to, and then evolve their own themselves. In that sense, there is too much, let's say, too much, I would say, importance given to future and job and stability and whatever. I think we should release them all of that and just say, hey man, whatever interests you, go enjoy it. The point of joy that you put up is so important, not just in terms of that we are here for some just for joy, but that because when the drive comes from inside me, it's a totally different it's a totally different work, I would say. The work itself shows that. So yeah, so that's my thought. I think we should invite each individual to do that, to just enjoy their life in the way. Yeah. No, you put the right thing on the screen.
Yeah. So maybe we'll just take some time to, this is what we like deeply kind of believe in, it's more about the individual. Of course, the domains, the passions, they're all there and they may change in the future. We never know. But it's about developing ourselves to know that, whatever it is that we take up in the future, we've kind of, we have that potential and we have that belief in ourselves and the drive to kind of lead our journey. So, okay. With that thought, we can pause the conversation for today. We keep meeting every Thursday and Saturday. So since it's like a new way of looking at things, maybe you may require to come for more meetups. And we have a playlist where you can check the previous meetups. So a lot of content on our YouTube and on Instagram. We keep having live on Facebook. So all that is there. Keep checking all those out to understand it better.
Yeah, and those links are also on the chat. Please use them.
Okay. Okay, then thank you everyone for joining us on a Saturday evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you have not yet responded to the poll, you can still take a minute to respond to the poll. And if you have done, then yes, thank you and tata, bye-bye.